So. Yeah. Two, two, one.
Check one, two, one,
Check,
two.
check, check.
Is the mic? Ooh, okay. Okay, the mic is on. The mic is live. The block is hot, y'all. The block is hot. First of all, I just want to say, wow. Thank you all for coming out. Natalie's in the back clapping. Thank you all for coming out, just for supporting this exhibition, this panel talk. It took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to make this happen. So to see everything coming to fruition is just amazing. So I'm gonna go over some bios, okay? I'm gonna do my best for going over these bios because we had to shorten it, and as you can tell, I'm on a stage with legends, so I'm feeling the power. I feel real lucky right now. Before I go over the bios, I have to give thanks. The way that I move, I have to, show respect, right? I want to give thanks to my team for helping me put this together. I know he don't like to be put on the spot, but Wayne Palmer, Wayne, where you at? He probably not gonna tell you where he at. Oh, he over there. Wayne, Joseph, Fauna from Nomu Nomu. Yes, give it up for them, y'all. Seriously. We definitely wouldn't have been able to make this happen if it wasn't for them. I also would like to give thanks to Natalie Hopkins and also to Ron Moten for being one of the two people, of course it was more, to push for Go-Go Preservation Week. And I just want to thank them for sharing this platform with us so that we can have this panel during this time. The library, shout out to y'all. Appreciate you for cutting the check. No, but thank you for your space. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for working with us through this process. Most of the people that helped put this together is either from DC or just great longtime supporters. So thank you. I know it wasn't easy, but we made it. We're here. We're here now. Are y'all ready for these bios? So this is what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna be dry. We up here with the Go-Go legends. Okay. Save that for the end. Oh, speaking of that, let's go over the house rules. So, of course you can record. You can do all of that. While the legends are talking, one mic, okay? I understand that you guys are fans. I'm fans too. I'm fanning out. Like, if y'all could be in the inside of me is like an actual Go-Go happening. I'm so excited. But we're gonna respect the legends. We're not gonna cut them off or anything like that, okay? We're gonna listen and learn. Questions will happen at the end, okay? This panel is for us. Can everybody say this? Repeat after me. I used to be a teacher too. And also, Go-Go is about call and response. So repeat after me. This panel is for us.
This panel is for us.
Some stuff is for us.
Some stuff is for us.
This is to celebrate our culture, our people. Today, it's about us, okay? Y'all know what I mean when I say us. That's all it's about. All right, first up, Sugar Bear.
That's his bio right there.
Right,
Ow.
ow. Sugar Bear, you gonna wait till the ow after?
Ow.
Oh. I'm gonna read, and I'm gonna be looking at, and I'm gonna be reading and looking at. Okay. Sugar Bear is a globally known recording artist, frontman, lead vocalist, and bass player with 3 Billboard hits, including The Butt. Raise your hand if y'all know The Butt. We all know The Butt. Which peaked at #1 on the US Billboard Hot Black Singles in 1988 and was also a featured performance in Spike Lee's film School Days. Also to his credit, his group Experience Unlimited, AKA EU, was not only an opening act for the commencement ceremony for the 2016 opening of the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture, but they also have an exhibit on the third floor of the museum. So on the third floor of this museum, it's a go-go exhibition, you know, and as they stated earlier, you may see yourself. Y'all ready for this next one? Can I get an ow? Ow. Okay, so this next one is Sweet Cherie. Sweet Cherie from Belladonna. Sweet Cherie is the musical director for Belladonna, an all-female band. She has performed around the globe. I'm gonna say that one more time. She has performed around the globe with artists such as Pieces of a Dream, Nile Rodgers, Stephanie Mills, Melanie Fiona, Estelle, Erykah Badu, Chrisette Michelle, don't play with sis, okay? Don't play with her. Outside of performing on stage, she teaches go-go music for the Smithsonian Institution and DC Public Schools Teaching for Change program, whose goal is to introduce, educate the history and importance of go-go to DC public school students. Y'all better clap y'all hands. What's wrong with y'all? Oh, this next one, this is the homie right here, okay? Killer Cow, Kill Switch. I go back and forth. Killer, because he be killing it, okay? So he is a Grammy-nominated rapper, okay? Killer Cow is an independent Grammy-nominated rap artist who performs with go-go band Rare S's, R.E. is what we say, okay? He has been featured on BET, Hip Hop DX, World Star, MTV, VH1, Revolt, and his music is featured in Grand Theft Auto 5. Oh, you ain't ready for this right here. Y'all ready? Cause y'all better be giving me that energy, okay? Mo Shorter. Clap it up. So Mo Shorter is the manager of Junkyard Band. Everybody know who Junkyard Band is, right? All right. So Mo Shorter is the manager of the go-go band Junkyard Band. Junkyard Band was founded in the early 1980s by children playing on improvised instruments, using hubcaps, plastic buckets, crates, cans, discarded pots, and pans. Keith, what I tell you about that, Dad? I love you, Keith. See, that's what I'm talking about. You better don't be cutting me off. They were at the forefront of new school go-go music, using a layered percussion sound over having a horn section, bass guitar player, and lead guitar player. They are best known for their hit songs, Sardines, hey, hey, and The Word. All right, y'all ready for this next one? Ew. Y'all ready for this next one? All right, okay. I'm gonna get y'all now. Don't play with me. Darren X. Darren X is a go-go musician, entertainment professional, music producer, and production manager, all right? With over 30 years of entertainment experience. Darren X has participated in every role in the entertainment industry. Darren started his career as a stage technician in the mid-'80s for EU, the Bud. Hey, you see that? You see that in his stuff right here? He has participated in creating and performing music as a band member of the group R.E., Rare S's, for 12 years. He has toured, produced, and performed with clients of the entertainment management group, Big Dog Entertainment, and 1228 Management, and managed and conducted production duties for TCB Band for 7 years. He is currently providing content and digital media editing for Beat Republic Media Group, producing the Heartbeat Conga Hour radio show, and co-managing the Fix Band. Y'all ready for me? I'm sorry, y'all ain't clap it up for during that. Okay. All right. I was about to read my bio like I don't know who I am. Ooh, I like that. My name is Dee Dwyer. I am a photographer, a filmmaker, a mom of two. My homeboy, I'm gonna take this term from him, community connector, and yeah, I just be outside, y'all. I am from Southeast Washington, D.C., so I'm a real D.C. girl. 16th and W Street, Chopper City is what they call it. I'm really from here, because, you know, people be lying and stuff. So I just got to make sure I know. I've been anointed by my people as the visual voice for the people. So I document Black culture, especially here in DC. That's my priority. I do other things. I've worked with different publications from the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, Rolling Stone magazine, NPR. Oh, excuse me, where are my manners? And I have my colleagues in here. I am also a photojournalist for DCS WAMU. Clap it up for my media team. Yeah. They let me get the day off, so y'all better clap it up, you know what I'm saying? Sis gotta keep the job. But DCS WAMU, we're member stations of NPR, which is a national, international public radio. That's it, because today, yeah, it's about me a little bit, but just a little bit. Y'all ready for these questions? I try to make it fun. I'm sorry, y'all ain't give me my claps. Give me my hand. Thank you. I'm also a comedian when I want to be, too, so I like to play too much. All right, let's go into it. Everyone here has some unique names. We don't have to go in any particular order, okay? But tell me, what is behind the name? How did y'all get y'all names? I know we said we're not going in order, but I looked at Mo first.
Well, as far as Junkyard, I think that's pretty obvious. But let me tell you how we got the name Junkyard. You know, we come out of Berry Farm, so we were down there performing, where the guys were together just performing and playing in the neighborhood. And the director of the rec center, and don't y'all forget the importance of the rec centers in your neighborhood. That used to be the focal point of the neighborhoods around D.C. It's the lost its luster, but I think we need to bring it back, to get back to the story. The director of the neighborhood allowed us to rehearse in the recreation center, so we used to do that. And one day he's just looking at us and he's like, look at y'all, oh, Junkyard Band. And that's how we got the name, because we were just in there just performing, didn't really have a name, just in there having fun. But then he just like, oh, Junkyard Band. And we like, hold up, that's it. So that's how we got the name Junkyard Band, very simple.
Sugar Bear.
All praise to God. How y'all doing? I got my name, Sugar Bear, from Ethel Knight. She used to babysit me. So this is a real story. I come out of Southeast, Valley Green Public Housing, Willow Road. And she gave me my name, Sugar Bear, because she used to take care of me when I was a little boy. And I used to eat the super sugar crisps. And so she said, you look like the bear on the box. God is my witness. May she rest in peace. And it stuck with me. Ever since I was in Hart Junior High, it was Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear.
I ain't gonna tell y'all what year that was, but yeah, Lord rest his soul. That's where Sugar Bear come from, y'all. Straight up.
Nice. Sweet Cherie.
I don't have anything clever to say about that, but I was playing with Chuck Brown at the time, and hey, Chuck,
Clap it
12
up.
years, yeah. And Actually, James Funk, he was performing with Chuck Brown at the time, too, on the front line. And just in the middle of the set, he just started calling me Sweet Cherie because Chuck always wanted me to come up to the front and do a little something. And I guess it was just a roll of his tongue or something. So James Funk, he's responsible for that. And the rest is Sweet Cherie.
Killer cow, kill switch, killer killer.
Well, I don't have too much of a clever story about my name neither. My name is Calvin. People call me Cal. I'm a rapper. I'm an artist. So my cousin one day called me like, "Man, you be killing it. You be killing it. Man, you a killer on the mic. Let me call you Killer Cal." It's been that ever since. So I guess it's stuck.
I think me and Cherie have more in common than I think we do because James Funk was the one that gave me my name. Same way, just on stage. And he was, back when I was in the early 90s, when I just got in the band, I was with the Nation of Islam, and he saw me reading, I think it wasn't a final call, but it was some material. And he walked over, who look at you, old Mr. X, right? So and then he just would repeat it on stage, so then it is stuck. So that's how I got my name.
Nice. All right, so it's fall time. I've been watching a lot of 90s movies. I watched Sugar, what is it? Dang, I forgot the name of it. My bad, y'all. It's gonna come to me. But anyways, in this movie, the first question that she asked was, how did you fall in love with hip hop? Today it's about go-go. Brown Sugar. I don't know, I was about to say Sugar Bear. Brown Sugar. How did you fall in love with go-go? How were you introduced to it? I feel like we could go this way. We could start with you, X.
For me, I heard E-Flat Boogie for the first time on the radio, like in 1979. And right after that, I heard Trouble Funk's Drop the Bomb was like the first PA tape on an LP ever. And then from that, then it just blossomed from that. But that was my first experience with it. And having the opportunity to work with EU as a young kid, like that just solidified all of it, just to put it on one little smaller circle.
Nice.
Well, I fell in love with go-go when my uncle came home with Go-Go Live cassette, VCR tape. And by me being a rapper, of course, I watched You on TV raps. I was heavy into Ice Cube and Big Daddy Kane as a small kid, 4, 5, 6. I know I shouldn't have been listening to it that young, but I was into that. So when he brought that in, I watched it, and I just kept watching it over and over. And then I would come in after school and watch it over and over, so I knew everything everybody was doing. I knew all the songs. I knew the steps. I knew I was walking out like James Funk walked out with Red Essence with the Kango and the sweatsuit as a kid, and I would put on those shows and when family would come over. And that's when I knew I loved it. And for me to be in it right now is just awesome.
I love go-go ever since I was a kid. I'm a 70s baby. Shout out to the 70s.
Hey.
And back in the 70s, go-go was on the radio a lot. OK 100 and those radio stations. And I would hear Chuck Brown, I would hear EU, I would hear Red Essence, I would hear all of Trouble Funk. And in the classrooms, you know how the boys, when the teacher leave the room, the boys, they would like beat on the desk, they'd go boom, clack, boom, boom, clack, boom, boom, clack, boom. They would always do that. Yeah, And the girls, we looking at them like, what are y'all doing? But they were just imitating the beats, and they would have their radios, their boom boxes, and bring them to school when they're not supposed to. And, we would hear tapes all the time, and just the beat, just moves you, of course, right? So that was one aspect. And then, my actual love for it was playing with Sugar Bear for the first time. Like, my parents, they never allowed me to go to Go-Go's. I didn't get to see Go-Go Live and things like that, so. But I had a chance to experience that with Sugar Bear, with Maisha and the Hip Huggers. That was really my first time going to a go-go and playing with him and that music, I just loved it. So, yeah, that's
how you
how
got
that
in there.
came about. Mm-hmm.
That's a cool story.
Oh. Nah, me, myself, I grew up on rock and roll. I'm telling you the truth. I love rock and roll. Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, you name it. I was what you call a rockhead. Not drugs, rock and roll. So anyway, that was my love, because we went to Blue High School, and I came up with the hippie era. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I do.
I'm still a hippie.
Mo
no,
do.
No, I'm not. Got my
You know what I'm
job in
saying?
here.
So anyway, make a long story short, we put together the band, me and some more guys, just to meet girls. I'm being honest. But we didn't play color folks music. We played rock and roll. So we ended up winning the talent show at Blue High School. And the winner of the talent show, I'll make this real quick, we got to open up for Chuck Brown at the Panorama Room. That was the greatest experience of my life. We played in the Panorama Room. It was wall to wall because everybody came to see Chuck. We was just some little boys. We was about in our early 14, 15, 16, like that. That was a great experience. We played. It was a wall to wall. You couldn't even move, and people just watched us like this. I mean, we was cranking it to me. But didn't nobody want to hear what we was doing. So I thank God for this moment right here. Chuck Brown pulled me to the side. He said, son, you got a lot of talent, but you got to play what people want to hear. And I watched this set. That was a Friday night. Monday morning, we was rehearsing go-go music. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make this quick. And I thank God bless my friend, him and Chuck, Lil Benny. Put your hands up for my man. Lil Benny was the one that got me to come up to the front and be a one mic. He said, Bear, people want to see you. You the face of EU. Come on, man. I teach you. Little Benny taught me. And look what he did for me. Good gracious. God bless you, man. That's it. That's real. That's 100% truth. And that's what it's all about, man. I mean, each one teach one. And I will humble myself. And because of Lil Benny and Chuck Brown, of God, of course, Sugar Bears, yeah.
Nice.
So many of you have heard of Berry Farms, and it's always a negative connotation with Berry Farms. But to me, it's one of the greatest places on earth to grow up at. I grew up and I learned about go-go music from living in Berry Farms, because Berry Farms was one of the neighborhoods that go-go bands had to play in if you wanted to make it. If you ain't come through the farms, you ain't got no props. So living in the farms, I saw many a go-go band. I'm a little young teenager running around, and that's when I got introduced to it and I started loving it. But I first started working in go-go as a teenager. Mr. Irvin Brady, who lived in the neighborhood and who's a co-manager of Rare Essence, excuse me, he was involved with a group of guys that had a sports league for the kids in Berry Farms. And when he brought Rare Essence down to the rec center to perform, I was like on the board of trustees with the little sports league, so I had to work. I started selling candy at the Go-Go's at the age of, I think I was about 15 or 16. I was selling candy at the Go-Go. And then the next year I moved up to the front door. I was collecting money on the door. I thought I was doing something. And that was before I started working with Junkyard. So I started in go-go as a teenager, but my love came from the bands coming through Berry Farms to play and having that exposure to all the different bands from around the city. And it was a great experience.
Nice. Beautiful stories. So this next question is, can you describe go-go in 4 words? You can only use 4. Y'all gonna be counting? If they go over 4, hold them accountable. I know it's hard. 4 words. X got his X turning
Yeah,
right
you gotta
now.
come back to me. I couldn't do it. I mean, for me, I can't.
You can't do
I
it?
can't.
It's too much.
It's too much.
I mean,
It's
because
too
I've
much.
experienced it too much, like from all aspects. Like, okay, 4 things. I come back. I'll be
Come
ready.
back? Okay. Just 4 words.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay.
Syncopated drum kunga dialogue. If you take each one of those words, then you will understand go-go.
Mine is the love. Because once the people we play across the country, even here, when you first hear a go-go band, you like, wow. And I see it on their faces, and I thank God because it brings everybody together. And the love and the crank and the go-go, you cannot stay still. I'm guaranteed you. I know y'all know because that's why y'all here.
I know.
4 words for me, I would say best live experience ever. That would be my 4 words.
Okay. Okay.
Funky, fun, creative, and cranking.
Yes.
X.
I mean, for me, life, because it changed my life. I love it. Experience. And it's rare.
It's true.
Rare as in essence.
Yes, sis. Hey. All right, so we're about to get into it, y'all. For this, if you want to close your eyes and just imagine that you're there, I don't know, like everybody has their own individual experiences with the go-go, but this one is about to be a journey. I want y'all to take us all on a visual tour. I used to say this to my students, take us on a visual tour of what is a go-go. For those who have not ever been to a go-go, if you can take us on a visual tour of what does it look like, what does the lighting look like, what does it smell like, what's the, right?
Smell, take that out, please.
If you could describe and be as detailed as possible, what is a go-go? Like, if a person doesn't have any type of senses at all, think of it like that. But they can hear you, of course, because they hear what y'all talking about. Take us on a visual tour of where is a go-go. Who gonna go? You wanna go, Mo?
All right, let me get into it. Thumping beat, people sweating, hands waving, a lot of talking back and forth, cranking. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Call and response. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all from? See what I'm saying? That's when I get that call and response myself, I'm in a whole nother zone. I'm like Kobe Bryant on the basketball court. Get out my way, because I'm coming.
It's dark. There's lights flashing, haze of smoke. There's the front line, they're talking and they're singing and they're stepping. Sometimes there's horns. Then it's the conga player. He's playing intricate rhythms and the rototons. Then there's booties all in your face. And on bed stage. And the music is just grooving and you're just moving side to side and you're just in a trance. And it's hot and sticky. And if somebody calls your name, you're like, they said my name. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That was dope.
That was so good. That was good.
For me, being up here with these legends is awesome. I'm not too far removed from having to pay to see go-go's. You know, I'm not too far removed from that. So just walking up and seeing a long line to the street, seeing the cool people cut the line to go to the to get in. When you're walking in, you see the smoke and it's dark. You see the ladies. You see the picture booth on the side. You see the backdrop. Everybody's in line taking dope pictures with the ghetto poses and you know all that. You walk past that and you make a right, and then all of a sudden the bass drum start hitting you, and then the congos start playing, and then somebody like Sugar Bear say, "Ow," and then it's up. You know, it's a party. It's just people having a good time. If you look at a lot of these pictures behind you and around you, it's people smiling, their mouths open, they having a great time, hands in the air, sweating. I mean, it's just a great experience, man. That's what I would say.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's everything right there. I mean, you covered it all. I mean, the people, the sounds, the music, the energy, right? There's nothing like a go-go. You can't put it on a record, right? Sometimes you have to go see it. And it's hard to explain it to people, which is why it was hard to put it on records a lot, because it's that you had to be there. It's like being amongst friends who know you, right? Not at a concert when people don't know you. Like, these people know you. So it was like either a reunion or a get-together. And, you know, it's just that. It's just being around people you know and just having fun and enjoying this for as long as you can.
Nice. What's your memory of when Go-Go first hit the streets? Like, how was it received? Yeah, if you all can remember.
I remember Go-Go Live 1. That was the greatest Go-Go concert ever in our history that I know of. And that right there, that was like going to see, it was bigger than going to see Beyonce and all these other groups. This was our show. Junkyard, EU, Chuck Brown and Soul Searchers, Rare Essence, a little bit in the Masters, you know, Hot Cold Sweat. That was one of the greatest times of my life, and to be a part of it. You know what I mean? That right there, I'll take that to my grave. That was one of the greatest times of my life. Just to be a part of that show and participate in it and be effective and be a part of history.
Next. Mo.
Again, like I say, living down Berry Farms, and all the bands coming through, it was just incredible. One, to see so many people squeezed down there by the basketball court in the area. We call it the picnic area down there. And I'll tell you a quick little thing about that. The older people, from what I understand, called it Negro Park, but all us younger people, we called it the picnic area. But my uncle, he told me, he said, "No, we call that Negro Park." I was like, I ain't never know that. But anyway, what, Negro Park? Yep.
What?
I ain't never see it.
I did.
Okay, all right, there's witness. So just to see so many people converge down Berry Farm and have a good time, that was just an incredible thing to see and witness and be a part of too, as a young person. And that just fueled, you know, what I loved about Go-Go.
Sweet Cherie.
Yeah.
I don't really have a historical background like they do because I came in Go-Go pretty late, so I can only attest for like the late 90s or 2000s when, you know, with Sugar Bear, you know, we started at Tacoma Station, and Tacoma Station was a jazz club. And it's funny because when Maisha and the Hip Huggers, also known as EU, when we started playing there, we really brought that club to life. It was like, you know, they had a nice crowd, but once we started playing there, the lines were wrapped all the way down the street, all around the block. There was no place to park or anything. And, you know, that became a trend, you know, for the meeting place, for what else? Played at Bailey's, Club U. Club U was like really off the chain. So, and once I started playing with Chuck, you know, the classics was really hot, and Trade Winds, and, you know,
Hey.
all you know, those type of spots. And once I started playing with Belladonna, it was LaFontaine Blue was really, you know, for those who, you know, went there. But yeah, it just amazed me how, you know, when I played on the road with folks that, so like what Sugar Bear said, that we have our stars here. You know, people, they come, you know, in bunches just to come see us. You know, we're like the local superstars here, and it's, yeah. You guys, you know, have, you know, showed us so much love that we're able to do this full time, you know, and to be here to share our stories with you.
Absolutely. Growing up, when I knew go-go was like a thing, just growing up and being outside at the block parties in the neighborhoods, and you know, seeing how everybody would come together, all the bands would come together, things like Unifest where you can't even see people's faces from the stage and stuff like that, man. I mean, that's what really made me look and appreciate the culture we have here, and how much it means to the city, and how much it's ingrained in DC culture. I mean, you had people that came from Alexandria, people that came from Montgomery County, PG County, all to Southeast to have a good time with the bands, you know, on a 2-day event. And that right there, when I went out to the Unifest for the first time as a kid, I just was like, man, this is unbelievable, man. Like, everybody found somewhere to park somehow. Everybody got together. I mean, you might have had 1 or 2 little incidents, but nobody was letting anything crazy happen. Everybody looked out for each other. That's the go-go that, you know, that I grew up on, and that's what it's going to be always embedded in my head.
I think for me, go-go for me was big when EU was getting phone calls to do songs with Grace Jones. This was pre-Butt, right? This was before the Butt. Like, they were getting called, like, to Curtis Blow, first #1 singles were Trouble Funk samples, right? So that to me, go-go was already there. It's just that it didn't go further, you know. So for me, it was always big. I think at the time when we did the Go-Go Live, I think that was a time in go-go where a lot of these members that made that music weren't even with the original bands then on that show. So go-go has always evolved from where it started to where it is now. So I think it still has potential, and it has had its moments to be great, you know. So I think it's always been there. Just we have to just pick it up and keep rolling with it.
I remember the trade wings. Oh, trade wing. We call it train wings. The train wings. I used to sneak in there when I was my mother in here. I ain't even about to even do all of that to her. Re-traumatize my mama. Let's talk about the different pockets. Let's talk about that. Go ahead, Sugar Babe.
One thing I know about pockets, you gotta have a strong drummer. The drummer is the heartbeat of all go-go music. Don't let nobody tell you different. And you gotta have a congo player that complements the drummer. When you got those two that lock like this, nothing can stop it. You can tell when you hear different groups, different things, and if the drummer's not locked, the party's not gonna rock. I'm sorry. That's just reality. That's real.
You gotta put that on a T-shirt, Sugar Babe. That's tight. I like that.
Hey, I'm a bass player, baby. Come on, man.
Okay, now.
You know what I'm saying? No, I feel you though. I feel you. You gotta have that. And anybody on the stage can tell you that. You know, even when Killer Cow rapping, if that beat not there, he can't flow.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I mean, you know, Junkyard. I go back to see the heavy one. My goodness, that young man was power. Heavy one was like the youngest of all of us. That joker, he hit them drums. You gonna move? And I remember all that stuff. You know, and I thank God for Sugarfoot Ricky, the best of our culture. That drummer right there, he went from Jaguars to Soul Search to EU to Miles Davis. That's worldwide stuff. One of the baddest drummers I ever seen in my life, Sugarfoot Wellman. Yes, indeed. Okay, I'm tired of talking.
I have nothing to add.
You
have
just,
nothing to
cause you
add to
just
that.
be doing it. Anybody else want to add anything? Or y'all want me to go to the next question? It don't
Next
get-
question.
Next question, okay. What are the instruments, for those who don't know? Like, what do you need in order to create that sound?
Well, you definitely need drums. You definitely need a congo player or congos. I would say the cowbell is very important as well. It's very underrated, but it's very important. Yeah, and that's what moves the crowd. I mean, those are the key instruments. Every instrument is important, but as long as you got those in place, then your bass player, then your lead Chuck, and then your keys, and then
About to say,
every-
like,
yeah,
yo,
no, I
yeah,
guess
don't
we-
worry,
we-
yeah.
we-
Definitely keys, keyboard.
we together. We
You
together.
know.
I know who I'm sitting by. But yeah, definitely. I mean, as long as you got the heartbeat there, man, and everybody can build on that. And when it all come together, man, it's unstoppable. It's an unstoppable force. Go-Go is an unstoppable force when it's locked, and it's guaranteed any crowd, anywhere in the world, international, global, they gonna move when they hear it. So that's that.
Yeah, every band has their own unique sound. You can tell what band is what. You know what I mean? Just by the players. And I know nowadays we interact and we exchange, musicians, because sometimes somebody's not available, you got a sub or whatever. And isn't that kind of awkward? Like, when you have a person that subs, they can learn the music, but it's not the same because that keyboard player or that bass player has played so long that you just have your own flow. You have your own style and your own sound. And it's about 100 bands, to choose from here, maybe more than that. But each band sounds different, starting with the drums. Like, I know when Juju plays, I know his sound. Percussion, the singers, the talker, of course, they all have their own voice and their style and how they move the crowd.
Nice. Clap it up.
That's interesting because
Oh.
even back in the day, the bands would never interchange with people. You would never see Juju play with Rare Essence. Matter of fact, you couldn't even borrow Rare Essence congos if you didn't have any congos. I mean, that's just what the competition was because it was just that separated. Like, you would know that Rare Essence was playing. You could know what Pump Blenders or Petworth. You could tell by these Mass Extension. I mean, I can name so many bands back then that just had their own identity that it wouldn't make sense for these people to interchange. I mean, now, Bear wouldn't got Juju and Shorty Tim from Peacemakers, right? So, no. No. No, but I'm just saying that creativity. If you notice somebody is good and they left a situation, you would grab them up to make yourself better. So that has always been the evolution of go-go, to always be better, like to always replace these players with people who are capable and not just get your brother because he had a bass, you know what I'm saying, or because he played lead. But yeah, the pockets is very important. You can't interchange Congo players if you can't put a smoke in place of I don't even want to name nobody because it ain't nobody.
True. Nice. Real quick, to the library, if we have any extra chairs, I like to take care of my people. Can we pull out some extra chairs? This is going to be a minute. Okay, we still need some extra chairs. We got a lot of people over there. Okay. Just want to make sure y'all straight. Is everybody straight? Everybody good? All right, cool. All right, so the voice. How do you take care of the voice? Because y'all do shows back to back to back. So do you ever lose your voice before a show? How does that happen? What do? How do you fix it? Okay. Look at
Oh.
Man.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I speak for myself, okay?
Okay.
I get energy. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. I get energy. I'm human, don't get me wrong. And I can be tired, I can be drained, I can be hoarse, but you never know it because once I get into my zone, everything I got in here is coming out. And that keeps me going, and that's probably why you never notice if I'm hoarse or I have a sore throat or whatever, and it's just, I feel, when I feel people, I just come out. It comes out.
Yeah, that energy is spiritual.
Yeah, it's real.
Killer Kyle.
Yeah, I agree with Bear. I mean, sometimes we play 2-3 times a day. In the summertime, we might play 2-3 shows a day. We might play 5 times a week, back to back to back. It gets strenuous on somebody like me that got a heavy workload with the band. So it's been times where I've been 15 minutes from the show, and I'll be like, I don't think I can make it, man. Like, my voice gone. It's wintertime. I'm coming in and out of clubs, sweating. Man, this is rough. When I get in there and see the people, somebody will be like, man, it's my birthday. Man, I came all the way from out of town to come. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. And so when I get in front of the people, like you say, it's the energy. It just, when it hits you, you just go. And somehow we find a way to, you know, to get it going, and get the energy going, and your voice, you just push it to the limit.
And sometimes that mic has to be right. Yeah, sometimes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You know, the mic has to be right. The sound guy has to have it right, and it fluctuates. You know, sometimes you have shows where the mic is hot. You go ta ta ta, and then sometimes you cuffing and you whoop, 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 you know, you're yelling and screaming. Now I have an all-female band, and shout out Belladonna, yeah. And see, I play keyboards, and I may sing one song or I may rap one song, so it doesn't really affect me much. But the singers on the front line, you know, they have a hard time, like the guys were saying, when you're gigging 4 and 5 times a week back to back, and sometimes 2 or 3 in one day back to back. It's rough on your voice, and they have to push, they have to dance, they have to look cute, and it's hot, and they're in heels, you know, it's a lot. Smoke. So a lot of times the girls, they drink tea, they drink a lot of water. Sometimes they just need to shut up. Just don't say nothing. Just have a vocal rest. Just don't say anything, you know. Some of them may get a little swig, and, you know, a little, that helps, that warms the throat a little bit. But you gotta do what you gotta do. But like Cal and Bear was saying, sometimes when that energy comes, it just comes out of nowhere. It's just natural. It's like lifting weights. It's a muscle, you know, your throat, all of that is a muscle. And so when you work it a lot, then, you know, you'll get a lot from it. So I think
You did that. That was good. Mo, this question is for you. Junkyard started off as a unique band, banging on those buckets. How did that come about? Like, tell us the story.
It's kind of a 2-part story there. So in the neighborhood in Berry Farms, the young guys were going to school, because most of the guys in Junkyard started off under the age of 11. Most of them were under the age of 11. So they were in elementary school. So some were in the school band. And a lot of people who are older here know that in DC, school bands were very essential to you growing up. Very essential. And so some of the guys were in the school band, and then funds got cut back in school, and they couldn't have the band in the school anymore. So the former manager, the first manager, Derek McCrae, he brought the guys together after school, because he was a volunteer at the school. He brought the guys together after school to keep the band rehearsing. So that started a little band. It was more of a school band. But then that inspired some of the other kids in the neighborhood. Oh, Lord, we're going to put a band together, too. We're going to challenge y'all. So it was a challenge of 2 groups of kids, and Dirk McCrae brought them together to form Junkyard Band. So you had, like, Bugs. Everybody know Bugs. Bugs, the leader of Junkyard. Then you had Heavy One. Heavy One was the former drummer who passed away back in '92. The 2 of them had their bands, and they challenged each other. And then after the little challenge they had, they brought the two bands together to form one band. And then that's when they started rehearsing around the recreation center. And the director of the rec center dubbed them the Junkyard Band. And that's how it all came together. But because they couldn't take the school equipment home, they had to get whatever they could. That's when they went and got the boxes and the cans and the trash cans and everything. That's how that came about, because they couldn't take the school instruments home. So it started as a push from the school cutting back on bands in the school, and then the kids also, because I said before that many bands came through Berry Farms, and the one band that really inspired a lot of the guys was Mass Extinction, because they were very heavy with percussion. very heavy with the percussion. So when they saw them, and they were like, man, we just want to play percussion. They did that. And you had the ones who were in the school band, and they just came together. That's how we got Junkyard Band.
Nice. I want to remind everyone you have vocal water, since we were talking about these vocals, by your side, made by a black man, alkaline water. Slab in the house. Where you at, Slab? Slab right there on the camera right now. So yeah, make sure y'all sip that water. I want to go into how did you all learn how to play instruments? Like, where does that begin? Wanna go?
I started taking piano lessons when I was 5 years old. I studied classical, and I also had a good ear for music as well. I love to listen to the radio, and any song that was on the radio, I would just play it. You know, back then I used to love Earth, Wind & Fire and Tina Marie, and my dad played the bass, so he would play a lot of Larry Graham and Brothers Johnson and that type of stuff, and whatever keyboard part was in there, I would try to mimic it. So it wasn't until I got to high school, I went to Duke Ellington School of the Arts.
Okay.
Yes. And that's when I really, refined my craft, and we had to learn piano technique, learn our scales, and do piano recitals, which was so scary because, you have to go into this big auditorium at school, and there's a panel of all the music teachers, and they're just sitting there just
That's intimidating.
play. Yeah, and you have to play your piece, and they don't clap or anything. They just pretty much grade you, and you hope you did a good job. And I guess I did because I stayed there for 4 years and graduated, so I guess I did all right. But and then I received a scholarship to Oklahoma City University, and I majored in music there for 2 years. And after that was over, I decided to go to Virginia Commonwealth University only because Ellis Marcellus, who's Wynton Marcellus's father, he was teaching there, but once I arrived, he retired. So I just stayed down there for a little bit, and then I just came on back home to Howard, where I probably should have gone in the first place. So HU, class of 94, telling my age, it's all good, But that's how I started.
Nice. Does anybody else play instruments? Nobody else playing no instrument? You do, Darren.
Go, Bear. I want to hear your story.
Oh, nah, I play bass guitar.
You be cranking that thing.
I used to play with my mouth. That's how I learned how to play. I used to go with Tighten Up. And it just from there, I practiced. I had a guitar. I told my mother I want a bass guitar for Christmas. She bought me a guitar. So I would play the bass on a guitar. And I watch Soul Train and all those shows on TV and watch the bass player. I'd be like this. Yeah, black and white TV, so it wasn't no big thing. And I watch it and I learned like that. And then I kept getting better and better and better. If you got passion in here, the sky's the limit. And I stuck with it. So I think I do all right on bass right now. I think I do all right.
You straight.
All right. Yes, sir.
I picked up the trumpet in 7th grade because of Lil Benny. Didn't get playing the keyboards until Godfather was one of Rasmus's keyboard players. He would be late all the time. So I just learned what he did. I was around the band a lot, so I just learned how to play what he played. So whenever he didn't show up, it was stand over there and play this until he shows up type of thing. So I learned every instrument I learned in go-go. I learned from the top people. I learned how to play congos from Fox.
Nice.
Foxy Brown. The drums from Juju. Watching Ned play on bass. Actually went to RE setting up Funky Ned's bass. So watch Foots. Learn from Mickey. That's how I learned. But it's just being around the instruments, and a kid with a mind that just wants to explore will find things to get into and be positive about it if you give them the right direction. So that's what happened to me. That's how I got in it.
I want to talk about the moment, if you can remember, feel free to share, please. If you can't remember, it's all good. But when was that moment that you felt confident to share your talent with the world? For you, Mo, when did you feel confident to negotiate a business deal? How did you do it? What type of adversities did you face? And how do you keep going?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a very confident person, and for me, it started with just being very confident as a teenager. And I'm gonna give this example. I use the example a lot because it applies to a lot of things. In my house, when the TV broke, you get to slapping it, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's slapping the TV to try to get it to work. I'm like, that ain't the answer. I went in the back of the TV and found out that you just knocked the bulb loose on the inside. TVs used to have bulbs in them. You just knocked the bulb loose on the inside. I would take the back of the TV off, push the bulb back in place, cut the TV on. My family be like, you fixed the TV. So doing something like that gave me a lot of confidence. So as I went into the world, I started doing taxes when I was 15 for my family.
Wow.
So I just had a lot of confidence coming up in life. And I did like my first deal with Junkyard. It wasn't even a financial deal, but one of my best friends, or my good friend, was the manager of the band. And then I just observed that they were performing and doing things. I said, man, I can go get you some money over here. He said, you can? Yeah. I went and did a little deal. Then like the second deal I did was negotiating with Trouble Funk for the band to go in the recording studio. So it wasn't no money involved with that, but just setting the deal up. And then from there, the band was like, man, come on and work with us. And I was in college at the time. And I was like, I don't have time for this. I'm in college. I don't have time for this. But they kept throwing things at me, and I just started taking some little things and setting up deals for the band. And it was like second nature to me. You know, I don't mean to brag or boast, but it was really like second nature to me, just to take care of business. That's what I always do. That's what I do now. Pick up an instrument, I don't do that, but you ask me to do the deal, I get the deal done.
Nice. Yeah. Come on. When did you discover, well, you told us how you discovered your talent, but when did you feel confident enough to share it with the world? Did you face any challenges? Who poured into you?
Yeah, we was playing, I'm gonna say this story real quick. I really learned the business of this whole industry from the 930 Club when Spike Lee walked in and saw EU on stage. And I'm sure this is it's a dream come true. You always want to make it. Everybody want to be the best or the champion or whatever in boxing or the Super Bowl champion. Spike Lee came in the 930 Club right there on F Street, not the one on 9th Street, the one on F Street, 930 F Street. Spike Lee came in there and he saw EU, and we was doing one of our songs called Shake It Like a White Girl.
Shake it like a white girl.
Right? It's a true story. And he was promoting his first movie, She Gotta Have It. That's Spike's first movie. So he was in D.C., he came to see us, and there it was. And he talked to Charles Stevens, my manager at the time, and he said, I want this group to perform this song in my movie. I never knew Spike, I never seen Spike Lee before. I didn't even know what he was. So you know how people come to you, and Mo can say this, Cherie can say this, you know, Killer Kyle can say this, all of us can say this. Hey man, I got a song I want you to check out. I'm a promoter, I'm a producer, I can do this, I can do that. A bunch of crap.
Right.
So anyway, I'm looking at Spike Lee like, okay, here come another one. Here come another one. So make a long story short, we exchanged number. This was Friday night, 930 Club. That Thursday, whatever happened, Charles Stevens and all of them got together. I was in New York, me, Juju, and Kent Wood, Lord Rest His Soul, recording, doing the butt. I still didn't think that song was going to do nothing. See, if you don't know, you don't know. That's when I learned the business of music. That very moment right there. And the butt went from that Thursday night to a #1 song in the world. That's amazing. See, and that wasn't just me. That was Junkyard, that was Rare Essence, that was Belladonna, all of us. Chuck Brown, all of it came through here. So we represented the culture. That's what it's all about. I wanted to find a way to get us to another level. And God used EU to do that. I thank God for that every day. Even today, I still think, because the checks still come.
Hey.
I'm not bragging. No, I'm not bragging.
Nah.
I'm not bragging at all.
we need
But
to know.
God is good. Believe what I tell you.
Yeah.
30 years straight, I get royalties. 30 years straight. No, that's a gift from God. I'm just a humble dude. I'm still, to this day, 30 years later or 32 years later, checks come. That's business. You got to learn that. If you don't know you signed the wrong contract, it's a wrap. Somebody else walk with all that money. That's real talk.
Y'all listening?
Online, Bobby?
When did you gain the confidence to share your talent?
Well, like I shared earlier, I went to Performing Arts High School, so I think that Duke Ellington really prepared me for the world. They were very strict. They wanted to make sure that you were capable of performing in front of a large audience. And I was very confident back then. I was fearless. I loved to play. I did weddings and things like that on the side as a young age. But, I still get a little nervous sometimes, especially, when I started playing with Chuck, when he snatched me from Sugar Bear. I'm sorry, Bear. I'm sorry, Bear. But when he had called me, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was a big decision. I didn't know what to do, but and everybody's like, well, you better play with Chuck. So playing with him, because he always had a reputation of always having exceptional musicians, and he's like the epitome of go-go, right? He's a godfather. So when you play with him, it's like you feel like you arrived. And I didn't audition or anything. I just went straight to the rehearsal, and I was scared to death because I'm coming in. I'm a female, all the guys, they've been playing with him for ages, and I'm just walking in. And I had to think in my mind, well, he wouldn't have called me if I didn't have any skills, right?
Right, facts.
So, and, and I was told by a friend that, when you're nervous, that means you care, you know? That means you really care. And I'm a perfectionist. I care about my music. I care every time I'm on the stage with Belladonna. Sometimes it's just a piece of cake, and some gigs that we have, you get a little tense or whatever because you don't know what to expect. But it's real. We perform for you guys. We love performing for you. You give us energy. All of that fear just vanishes. As soon as we get on the stage, you guys just show us love, and you will say the wind me ups and the say whats and the call and responses. All of that just builds us up. So it's not always just about us. The crowd, you are a part of the go-go experience. You know what I mean? You are the experience.
Y'all are a part of our
together.
lives. Y'all are our brothers and sisters, for real. That's real talk. That's right, Cherie.
As far as gaining the confidence of what I do, I always was an artist, so I always knew I could rap. Just getting accolades from people that I idolize when I travel to New York or when I record songs, and just getting the approval for the people that I grew up on, that gave me that for the rap side. But for the go-go side, Mo Shorter, I hope he remembers this, but I went to Hampton University. So to perform, I had a band at Hampton University. We perform all around, up and down the coast for the colleges. And Rio Thompson was my manager. And every Thursday, Junkyard would come down. So I'm 19 years old. Junkyard coming down to Hampton every Thursday. I'm calling ODU, Norfolk State. I'm getting shuttle buses. We got 400 people coming to this little club in the little back road of Hampton Roads. And Mo and Bugs is outside. We all stand out where we all time. They're like, you know what? You got something special here, man. You got a crowd that follow you. You got people that love you. It's 400 or 500 people in here on a Thursday night in the back roads of Newport News or Hampton, Hampton University. So we started moving around together. They would play in Richmond. He would say, hey, I need Cal and them to open up. We play down North Carolina A&T. Hey, Junkyard, I need Cal and them to open up. So we built this relationship. That's why I got to tell you thank you, and I love you. I appreciate you. You know, if it wasn't for you paving the way and just having that confidence in me and giving me an opportunity to open up, like we played down the farms with y'all in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just having that opportunity, man, that gave me the go-go confidence to let me push forward. I already knew I had the skill. It's not really all about the skill. You gotta when people give you gifts and people help you, you know, move along, you can't forget that. And
Right.
you got to give them their flowers. So, Mo, I want to thank you again. I appreciate it, brother.
Definitely welcome.
When you working around a bunch of greats, it's hard to, they are very hard to impress. So a lot of things I did went unnoticed a lot. Like, even with work, producing with Rare Essence, I think for me, I didn't see it or feel it until I saw my name on the cover of a CD, of one of Rare Essence, the second CD. Donnell put my name on the front of the CD. That moment, I knew I saw it. So I didn't have to feel it. I had to see it. So I saw it. But again, I think my confidence level, you know, being around Bear and Funk and all of those great guys, I learned just to do things without having people say thank you or you did a great job. Just do it anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Work speaks for itself, right? So I think that's where I took that over with TCB before it even was called Bounce Beat. We created all that because of all the things I learned from the past from all the other guys. Like, you know, let the work speak for itself.
Yep. Nice. So this question is for you, Sweet Cherie. Being a part of an all-women go-go band. That's when y'all was supposed to clap it at. Okay. Yes. How did that come about? Tell us the story about that. What type of challenges did you face? I know it's hard out here, especially in this male-dominated industry. Walk us through that.
Well, we started 15 years ago, and a few of us, we already played in another R&B group called Lady Rhythm, and we had to go down to Atlanta to play for a women's convention. And we were backing up a local singer, her name is Miriam. And so when we came back from Atlanta, we were like, you know, we gotta keep this going, you know. It was only 5 of us that went down there. And we were like, we gotta keep this going. So Shannon, she was the drummer. She's our drummer. She's a founding member of Belladonna. And she and I, we talked and, you know, and honestly, you know, I was like, I don't know if I wanna be another all-female band, but she convinced me, and we just started doing some local gigs, R&B type stuff, and it wasn't until we had opened up for Vibe at this spot up in Brooklyn Northeast, and the crowd was loving us. We didn't even have a conga player at the time. We were just an R&B group. And once we opened up for him, a lot of promoters were there, and then they started booking us like at Sidelines and some other spots. And we just kept it going, you know. We backed up a lot of major artists. If you could just look on www.belladonnaband.com, we have a whole list of artists that we have backed up. The band in the beginning is not the same band as today, you know. We have transitions. Some girls, they stay in the band for whatever reasons, and then, you know, they move on. But, you know, we've managed to maintain. And as far as you were saying about the challenges, we didn't really experience a lot of challenges. I mean, I think that we place a lot of pressure on ourselves because we are females and we want to be like the guys. You know, I'm a very competitive person. I've always wanted to, you know, play like the guys. I wanted to be treated with respect, not because of my looks or things like that on the outer share. I wanted people to really hear my talent and hear my voice, hear what I can do, and that I can roll with the fellas. You know what I mean? And even with Belladonna, the girls, they have really, really, you know, showed that they can hang. And we get a lot of respect from the guys. Our biggest fans are women. You know, we have a lot of female supporters with sororities, Breast Cancer Foundation, Girls Rock, Black Girls Rock, the televised show with Beverly Johnson. You know, we get a lot of love and support. There's gonna be haters everywhere, right? I mean, anything that you do is gonna be haters, male or female.
Hi,
you know?
haters.
Yeah, and that's what motivates us, you know, when we hear gossip or whatever, you know, we just try not to let it get to us, you know, that shows that you're listening. We must be making some noise, you know, we must be all that to be, you know, in your tongue. So we just take it in stride. We just try to do our best to make money, please our crowd, and, you know, just keep on. I mean, it's been 15 years, and we're still at it, so. And if you're not doing anything, Saturday we're with Junkyard, right? We're with Junkyard, Saturday night in Fair Lakes. I don't have the address,
Fairfax,
but if you look on Instagram and Facebook, we have flyers all over the place. And this Sunday, we're at Bethesda Blues and Jazz.
Nice. Y'all better go check them out. I do want to get into this, you know, how long, because it's all women, and we know how women can be, especially when we got to be right, and y'all come on stage, y'all are right, photo shoot ready. How long does it take for everybody to get ready?
Oh my gosh.
What is that like?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna even be diplomatic or anything. It's like, it's so hard. It's 9 of us. And you know, all the girls, if you see our pictures, everybody looks good, you know. I'm like Chuck. Chuck always says, I got a good-looking band, you know. So yeah, I got a good-looking band. But these girls, we are in need of a new photo shoot. I'm pulling my hair out, just trying to, yeah, we need a
She's
photo
right here
shoot.
on stage. She takes great pictures.
Yeah, but once we set a date, I can't make it, or
Oh, the girls.
you know, my outfit, you know, we have to get, you know, a design, a stylist, and all. It's just so much, you know. I guess with guys, you guys just come in and y'all get it done. But with us, just the preparation, because like I said earlier, we care, you know, and we're judged all the time. We're women, you know. I always tell the girls, make sure your nails are polished, those toes are not chipped, you know, your hair, your wig is in place and not crooked or whatever, your lashes, everything has to be right because people are scrutinizing us.
Yeah.
They're watching every move, and, you know, I guess it's because they're amazed, and not just there just to criticize us, but you just get so amazed. Like when I look at Mary J. Blige, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at her from head to toe, and so that's how I guess everybody else looks at us. So yeah, it takes a long time. Some of the girls, it may take, you know, a little less time, but as a whole, yeah, you know, that getting ready thing is for the birds.
Woo. Thank you for sharing that, keeping it 100. Mo, this question is for you. Junkyard has toured, you guys have toured around the world. I specifically want to know, I'm being selfish, y'all, but I would like to say this. They toured with Salt and Pepper, Lauryn Hill, Dougie Fresh, Tupac, and I'm going to be selfish with this. Can you give us the scoop? Do you know the scoop? Can you give us the scoop on how was that touring with Tupac? Tupac is my favorite.
You know what? Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned him because he is held in high regard, high esteem, and rightfully so. But I had an experience with him when we were with him, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. But I just had to be a bigger dude and just had to ignore him. But what happened? We were in the hotel, And I went with his manager to his room to bring him out to perform. And so I had a police officer with us to escort us for his safety. We get on the elevator, Tupac grit on my police officer, up and down, like he get ready to hit him. That's how he was looking at him. And I couldn't believe, I'm like, this man here to protect you, but you giving him the look. And I just said, Mo, just maintain your composure. Let's just get off this elevator, get him in here to do this performance. And that was that bad experience. But overall, I do like the guy and hold him in high regard. But I guess he had to live up to his persona, I guess, of not liking the police. But if he needed him, I'm sure man, come on, help me, man. If he needed him, I'm sure that would have happened.
He probably was traumatized. Tell us about Lauryn Hill. I'm sorry, were you finished?
No, go ahead. No, y'all was finished with that.
Okay. Lauryn Hill?
So actually, when we performed with Lauryn Hill, I wasn't there at that time, so I can't speak to that one.
Okay.
Yeah, there was some days I wasn't there, but
What
still
about-
always managing.
What about Dougie Fresh? Dougie Fresh?
Oh, great. Okay, so we were in Delaware performing with Dougie Fresh, and this is more about the whole crew, not just Dougie really, but the whole crew. We playing at a college, and we're in the back room and everything. We just sitting around talking. So we talking with his guys, and he's sitting over there, but we talking with his guys. They talking with us, and they were talking about, that thing y'all got in D.C., that go-go thing, man, it's all right, but, it ain't all that, like, come on, y'all give us our props. So we go out there to perform, right? His guys came out there, they stood on the side of the stage. We started performing. Let me show y'all what they were doing.
Ooh.
They sitting there watching us, right? They got the head bobbing going. So while we performing, I'm standing on the side of the stage, I'm like, yeah, I got you. I see you. They're like, oh, man, okay, right. But they were cool, though. They were cool.
was cool.
But at first they were like, this ain't go-go. But then the head got the bob, and I'm like, yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we got you. Killer Cow, you work with a lot of different artists, and I know like Go-Go is definitely. You've been collaborating with other artists, but now I feel like, especially after the Dome DC, like everybody's want a piece of Go-Go. How is it collaborating with other known artists? I mean, you was with Snoop.
Yeah, it was dope. The Snoop experience was dope. Snoop made a post on Instagram listening to Hey Buddy Buddy, Rare Essence. And, we reached out. He was willing to get down. Very professional. He came in town to do a show. He didn't have to do it. Before their shows at the Fillmore, they come in town, they rest, they relax. They got to get ready for their couple of shows. During his relax time, he came and shot the video with us. So, that right there just showed me. And at the video shoot, bought us lunch. Of course, he had the Jamaican music in the air. You know that. That's going to happen. So he definitely took care of people that indulged in that. But, Snoop was just awesome. CeeLo Green as well. Collabs is what we need. I think more collabs help spread the culture and get us in front of those audiences that we need to be in front of. I'm definitely not opposed to that, but I still think we need more homegrown original music as well. Collabing is great, but I think we need to collab more with each other at home. I would love to do a song with Sugar Bear, or love for Cherie to do a song with Backyard or Rad. I love those collabs because I knew how I felt as a kid when I would go see Junkyard and Big G would walk in. I'd be like, it's up. You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff like that. Or I go see TCB and Reaction. Whatever. Whoever was in the building collabing, you get upstairs and you get on stage and organically create together. I just think it's a good look for the culture to collaborate and unite.
Nice. We're about to wrap it up soon. I'm gonna go through probably like 2 more questions.
Before you get to the questions, can I do a shameless plug?
We gonna do the plugs because
we
that's
do it
what
later?
yeah,
We'll do it later?
we gonna close it out
Okay,
with the plugs.
all right.
We gotta do the plugs. The naming of the songs. You better blast that. What are you doing? Okay, here we go. Hey. do what you had to do. Do you know how did the band come up with the name of the song?
Okay, so the song, I want to ask a question. Do any of you, probably more so guys, but I'm going to say anybody, does anybody remember the football chant, Sardines? Anybody? So nobody knows it. So back, you heard it. So back in the day, 70s, probably maybe 60s, but more so the 70s, when guys used to play football in the neighborhood, they used to do a chant. Hold on for a second. Hit on your pads and everything. And you get to go, sardines, hey, and pork and beans. The song stemmed from the football chant. We extended it. I don't know where the chant came from, but we took the chant, we added more to it, we added the go-go flavor to it. That's how we got sardines. But it was a football chant. People used to play football, and they used to do the chant when they was warming up. You hit on your pads, and you get the chant, sardines, hey, and pork and beans. And that was pretty much it. And we added everything else.
Okay.
I was gonna say I remember that chant.
Yeah.
What's up with the mic?
Check one, check one.
I think it's on.
Y'all man, fix the mic.
It's okay, yeah.
Okay.
I think I remember because when I was in camp, when I was, 70s baby, we would walk to the library and we'd go sardines, hey, and pork and beans every morning by the riverside.
I do remember now.
Standing by my side. Sardines every morning when I go to the store. Sardines, I see the people standing at my door. I got salt on my plate and I don't need no steak. Sardines, hey,
We got the remix.
Okay.
There it is.
But can I share with you guys? I also teach go-go for DC Public Schools, and it's a program called Teach the Beat. And a part of my segment, what I do is I get the kids. These are elementary and middle school kids, and I teach them sardines and pork and beans. I figure that's a very easy song, and I tell them, if anything, you're gonna learn a go-go song, and they love it. They sing it, and that's also an example of call and response. I tell them, when I say sardines, you say
And pork and beans.
exactly. So
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. I believe the children are our future.
We're gonna do one more, not the closing, but the other one. What's the new one? What's your new joint? I'm ready to go to the go-go now. Before you answer that, Fire, what I like about it is you're giving out history. You're taking us on that journey. I was playing it in the car with my kids, and I was like, if you learn the lyrics, you're gonna learn the history of go-go. So
Yeah, that's Karis Hill. She's rapping on Fire. She created the rap, and she was paying homage to a lot of our go-go legends and to DC and things like that. She's a former member of For Your Pleasure, and there was a go-go band, a female go-go band.
Clicks.
Exactly, Clicks, yeah. And we were in rehearsal, and we just said, come on, y'all, let's just make up something. And Kim Scott, she just started singing, we don't play no games, we're on fire. And I just played some chords underneath it or whatever. And then, Shannon, it's just just a vibe. And that's how the song came about, fire.
nice. Where can we find? What are you working on next? What's going on? Where can we follow you all? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
You can follow me on all social media platforms, Killer_Cow on Twitter with the blue check, Kill Switch on Instagram,
Blue check.
KillerCowTheAnimal.com, my website. I've been collabing all year long on go-go music from national artists and people across the world, Africa, UK, wherever. I also got rap music as well. That's my niche. I do rap and a go-go, and I fuse them together on a lot of projects as well. My go-go song just got added to the Woman King playlist on Spotify last week, so I appreciate the love on that. And Killer Cow, Rare Essence, you can check me out 3 times a week with Rare Essence.
Nice.
You got that memorized. That was good. I have to think. You can reach me on you can follow me on www.iamsweetcherie.com. Also www.belladonnaband.com for Instagram. I'm Sweet Cherie on keys. Belladonna Band, all of that. The song Fire, you can find that on Apple, Spotify, and all of those live streaming tools. Yeah.
X.
Well, I own a streaming app called GoGoRoyalty.com. Stream GoGo 24/7. In the metaverse world, trying to take GoGo in places that it's not, because the more we get in these places, the more people we expose ourselves to. So I'm heavy into metaverse, NFTs, all of that. So if anybody knows anything about coding, then get with me so I can build some VR worlds. I also have a site called GoGo Royalty VR. Has a lot of 360 videos where you can put on your Oculus and stand on stage and actually be part of the go-go. So there's a lot of things I'm into right now, and I'm trying to expand on what go-go is and what it does. So I'm trying to introduce it in other ways that hasn't been introduced yet. So we're trying to expand that. But definitely check out GoGoRoyalty.com whenever you get a chance.
About to be at the virtual Go-Go's.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Check it out.
Okay.
DA Real Sugar Bear. EU Sugar Bear on Facebook. Write to me. And I will respond.
No, that's right.
That's it. I don't do all the other stuff.
Ooh.
I mean, it's all good. That's where the world is going today. You know, but
Yeah.
Bob, he manages right there. He's right there. If you want, anything you want to know about the band or book the band, he can do all that. See?
Nice.
Bobby.
And Mo knows my business too.
Yeah, I'm great to tell his business now. What he's failed to mention to y'all, too, that he has a recording that he released in June.
Oh,
Peace Gone Away.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, off the
Yeah.
original EU album.
An original song from back in the 70s. Originally written back then in the 70s, and they revived it. Very nice song. I love the video. The video has a lot of messages in it if you look at it. So,
Peace Gone Away is about what's going on today. If I had known this 40 years ago, the song is actually more effective now than it was back then. But now, Peace Gone Away, you see it, our children are dying. They dying, senselessly. And that's why we said we got to put this song back out, because it really was before its time. But it's perfect timing right now. Peace Gone Away. Remember that. Peace Gone Away.
it's available on the web, y'all.
That's right.
All right.
Thanks, Mo.
Yes, sir. My brother right here. Yeah. Junkyard Band. We have a website, www.junkyardband.us. That's because we going across the U.S. and we going worldwide. See, we got www on the front end, World Wide Web, and then we got U.S. on the back end. That's how far we reach. And then we're also on Facebook and Instagram at the Real JYB. So if it's go to Facebook or you go to Instagram, it's the Real JYB. And also, we have a new recording that we released 3 weeks ago. It's called Love Soul Crank, LSC. Nice video, nice song. Please go check it out. Love Soul Crank, Junkyard Band. Those were the shameless plugs I wanted to get to.
Okay, yeah, we plugged in. I'm going to open the floor up for questions, house rules, be respectful. Told y'all where I was from. It's like, no, I'm playing. So I ain't playing though, but be respectful, okay? Okay. How much time do we have on that? Because we could go in all night.
Well, I have a catcher Uber.
How much time? Come on, babe. Come on now. Don't be doing that. Come on. And then Kiana. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, no shade, everybody loves sardines and pork and beans, but I feel that The Word is the most political go-go song ever recorded. I want to know the history behind The Word. And I asked Buzz to do it one time, and he said he forgot the words. So I want to know the story behind The Word.
I wrote the word, and the song is W-O-R-D, word. I wrote the song. It was inspired. I was in Howard University at the time, and you know, like many of us students coming out of D.C., when you go into college, you know, you're faced with financial difficulties. I worked 2 jobs while I was in Howard to get through school, because I wanted to come out debt-free, and I did come out debt-free. I ain't had no bills when I came out.
Nice.
So I worked 2 jobs, and I went to school. So just living during that era of Reagan, going to school during that era when Reagan was in office, knowing we were faced with all the things that came at us as people here in D.C., black people in America, I just sat down one day and wrote what I felt and gave it to the band, and they brought it out. And that's how it was inspired by just me, my thoughts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kiana has a question.
Peace, family, to everybody in the room. Shout out to the superstars on the stage. I love every one of y'all, period. D, I'm so proud of you, girl, period. But my question is, so COVID, there was a lot going on, that good pandemic, right? And we all had to get real creative and just figure it out. I wanted to know what that experience was like for y'all. I know we did the exercise where we closed our eyes and was like, what was it like in the go-go? What was it like transitioning and still doing parties? Because y'all was going crazy on live, real live, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to know what it was like trying to shift and still bring that energy of go-go on a digital platform.
It was hard. It was hard because the crowd is the energy. We did a bunch of virtual shows, and they came out dope. The footage was dope. The quality was there, but it wasn't live. It wasn't the live experience that we was used to and that y'all are used to. And y'all got to remember, I'm in a band with people that for 40 years straight have played every week. For 40 years straight. Like, it's not rock and roll bands, Guns N' Roses, whoever. They didn't play 40 years straight, and the pandemic just stopped everything. So, I mean, that right there should tell you it was groundbreaking for the industry. I mean, I think we did very well. We appreciate all the support that everybody gave us during that time. People put things in place, laws in place. We love that, you know, but we want to be back in front of y'all. So the pandemic really was something special. It was crazy.
Yeah.
We have a question. Thank you for that. Keith?
Thank you. My question is for Essence or Sugar Bear maybe would answer this question as well. When I was attending Virginia State in the mid-'80s, I'm sorry, not EU, Rare Essence collaborated with Aretha Franklin, and they did this song called Jimmy Lee. And I remember I was in my dorm, we used to watch Video Soul with Donnie Simpson, and I saw that video and I ran out my dorm telling all my DC friends, everything. I said, man, we made it. We with Aretha Franklin. So can you guys tell me how did that collab work and what was that process?
Let's see, that happened, Max Kidd. There was a guy named Max Kidd that was real big in go-go.
That was our Barry Gordy, Max Kidd.
There you go. Max Kidd was our Barry Gordy. He had some type of relationship with Aretha's label. And the story is they just needed a band. That's pretty much what it was. And Max Kidd talked them into using Rare Essence. Not the Rare Essence, but just the bodies, like the people. But I got a band you can use for this. And the caveat behind all that is like, have you guys ever heard of the R.E. Metro Club album, Friends Do Not Let Friends, that album? After we recorded that album, we got on a bus and went to Detroit to shoot that video. So I always remember that night, the next morning, the band leaving us to go shoot that video in Detroit. So that's how that Max Kidd had a big part in making that happen.
Hello, panel. My question to each and every one of you, when I was coming up in the Go-Go's, we had a lot of underage parties, like Go-Go's for the youth. Nowadays, you have to be 18 or you have to 21. It used to be 18 to party, 21 to sip, 18 to dip. But there's nothing to do really as far as for the music, for the youth. We all are getting older, and we have to have the youth, even the bounce beat bands, they're older gentlemen and women. So what would each of you guys do to, give back to the youth, to put the music back into the hands of the youth so the music can continue?
Well, I'm like Cherie myself. I was one of the original members of Teach the Beat. We all give back, like through the youth, to teach them where we came from, our roots, the respect, and the grind and all that, and the fun that we had. And that was a part of me giving back to our youth. I still teach today, 27 years teaching at T.C. Williams High School, Alexandria, Virginia, special education. So I'm always teaching. So it's in my DNA to do that. So that's easy for me,
I think that's a great question and a great point. Any music genre needs the youth to push it forward. That's why I always embrace bounce beat. Bounce beat is actually in my age bracket. When I was coming up, polo and all that was coming together. We was on 4th Street. We was at the parties. They was dropping the chalupa with J-Rock and doing all that. But I think the youth, we got to find a way to make it cool for the youth. Like my son right there. We got to find a way to make him look at it how we looked at it, like how I looked at it. I looked at it like, man, I could do that. I want to do that. We got to get that factor back in go-go. Go-go is respected. We know it's a part of the culture, but the youth don't really look at it that way. They got a lot of other influences as far as hip-hop, as far as stuff going on in the street. We got to make go-go a priority. We got to market better. We got to make it look good. We got to brand it more. We need more things like this, because this is a great audience. This is a great demographic of what it needs to be. Young, middle-aged, older, very young, and we got to make that a priority for go-go to push forward, or we're in trouble.
Most definitely. And expand on that is when I went with TCB before they was even bounce beat, they was just making music, whatever they was doing. I learned from the EUs and the Peacemakers and all those guys showmanship, giving the crowd something that's tangible that they can enjoy every night. And those kids, that's what they were back in 2000. They were kids making this music. I saw something special in them. Wayne Palmer and all those guys over there playing that music. They didn't have any guidance. They were trying to figure it out like everybody else was. And I think somebody like me came in and met them where they were. I wasn't trying to take them somewhere. I met them right where they were. And I let them be who they are. And we let that expand. So we got to do more of that. Like, we got to listen to what's in our city and pay more attention to it, because there's a lot of good bands out here that's actually making some good music, and we just don't pay attention to it.
Sweet Cherie, you already told us
Yeah, when I grew up, there were after-school programs like street theater and the Showmobile. But, I guess today, it just takes someone or a team to just put something together. I know Ron Moten, he's really good at, directing the youth and upcoming young musicians and artists. And it just takes someone to just take the time, a budget, a plan to just, get some after-school programs that parents can trust, that's safe, and something that, they can do on the weekends after school or whatever, and just make it happen. You just gotta put a plan together.
Sugar Bear.
Real quick, when I came up in Ballou High School, High Junior High, we had musical programs in school. They don't have that no more. That's 90% of the problem.
That's what I said.
That takes away a whole movement of young people that may want to play violins, trumpets, drums, etc. You don't have that. And that's what 90% of the problem is. They're taking away everything that matters. It don't matter to them. But we know it matters because it helps. I'm living proof. If I done had them programs, where would Sugar Bear be at today? Don't play with me. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
you good. You good. We're gonna do one second. We're gonna do one more question, and then I have two more questions that I really have to ask you.
Anybody going to South Breeze? I might need a ride.
So my question, I first saw EU up on Emory Park back in the day when they were free. And my question is, who has documented all of these videos or collected all these videos that I know people have made over the years? And I want to thank you, Dee, for doing this, because this is kind of reviving it to me. And I want to thank all of you for being here and being on this panel. So I'm wondering, this is to me like a first step in revival with the photos, but who's reviving the videos?
Videos.
I have some
Go
videos.
ahead.
Darren can
You
answer
know, we
that.
talking about
Chip
kids.
back there.
Darren has them.
I mean, reason why I have them because I was a kid with a camera and I was filming my journey, and then 30 years later somebody asked for it, right? So I had it. So I think that there are people that do have these photos. I talk to them a lot. They have photos, they have videos, but the thing about go-go, it's like what I explained, like why people love go-go so much when the rest of the country is not paying attention to them. And I say, well, to us, a Doug Williams jersey is more valuable than a Dan Marino jersey, right? Because it's here. We love that thing. So I can't sell that Doug Williams jersey in Miami, but I can sell it here in D.C. So a lot of people hold on to that stuff because that's the way they hold on to it. And it's just like giving it to somebody that they trust enough to take care of it and put it in a place that's gonna like be seen by other people without, you know, it being watered down with other stuff around it. But there are a lot of people who want to tell their story, who want to give their pictures and let it go, but they just don't know how to do it. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to bridge that link between those guys and people that really could use this stuff and put it in a place where all of us can come and see it.
Nice. Hold up. Speaking of the photos, I want to give a shout out to the photographers who I get to call my homies. They're also exhibiting with me. Akil Ransom took that photo back there. Akil, raise your hand. Sam Johnson is in here somewhere. I don't know where Sam at. Okay, Sam is also sharing space with me. He took that photo back there. Big G, backyard, and all of them. What was that, during the Juneteenth? Yeah. Also, Sharice May, her work is also in the exhibition, kind of cool. Miles, where young Miles at? He's the youngest one. He's around here somewhere with his camera. If you see a little boy with a camera, Miles, what's up? Come on, man.
What's up?
Yeah, come over here. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? So, yeah. Hey, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm out here, and I just get the feel of go-go, you know. The beat, it just goes. I don't really know much about the beat, but, you know, it has a rhythm that just wants to make you move and groove.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's my guy.
Also, shout out to Miles. That's our future right there. Also, 1 second, one mic. Also, I want to give a shout out to Tone Mobley, my brother. He's also from DC. Tone Mobley is literally the big brother, like, you know, from a different mother, from a different father. Tone and I, we shoot side by side. Been doing it for years. We get in arguments together about this and that, because, you know, I be having these big ideas, but Tone he's been around. And he's been around a lot of you guys, too, for many years. And he's like, D, you got to do it this way, this and that. And I'm like, no. But that's my brother. His work is here. Am I leaving? I'm sorry, Kenneth, where you at? What's up, Kenneth? And I think that's it. Am I leaving out anyone? No, we got it. All right, so yeah, just shout out to my photographer squad, all black, you know. And I want to ask y'all about that. How do you want to be documented? So we put together these big photos of Great Day in Go-Go, part 1 and part 2. It's a community to put these 2 photos together. 1, 2, Lord, I love y'all, Lord. But I am grateful that y'all showed up and y'all trust me to document y'all. How do you want to be documented? And also, what do y'all want me to do with these photos?
Let us have them.
Yeah, you could email them to calkillsbeats@gmail.com. But as far as how I want to be photographed or whatever, I just in my element. I mean, y'all are the professionals, so I trust y'all. Every photographer you named, I trust. Everybody is stamped and accredited. Great work, quality work. Yeah, I just want to be just however it comes out of my element, whatever that looks like, that's what I want to be seen as.
Man, documentation is so important. You know, it's your legacy. You know, I'm so into that right now, and I wish that, you know, social media was back when I was really doing the daggone thing with Sugar Bear. I mean, there's so much that we did, and there's some footage, but, you know, not as much as is today, where you can go on Instagram, TikTok, and you can just boom, 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 take it everywhere, share them on your phones. You know, we had to take Polaroids and get the little camera and take it to People's Drugstore, CVS, whatever, and wait for it and get what's the little black strip? What is that? The negative. Wait, you know, all of that, you know, but it's, you know, it's just so convenient. And I just tell people, just take pictures of everything. Like, before we leave, we got to take pictures, document today. Today is a moment, it's a movement, and it's a part of our legacy. You gotta take pictures. Got to.
Bear want a statue.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
That can be done.
I was there. Bear want a statue.
They want a statue. Y'all want a statue? We can make that happen.
No, we good. I love it, you know, because I mean, people take pictures. I don't have no problem. I have a problem with. I'm be honest. I don't mind taking pictures of selfies with anybody, but at least have your phone ready. It shouldn't take you 10 minutes to take a selfie. Sugar Bear, can I take a selfie, please? So I stand there. Wait a minute, I got a timer. Oh, it's on video. Wait. No. Click, go. I'm old school. You know, you get older, your patience get. But I don't mind. I really don't mind. I love everybody. Y'all know that. But if you want to take a selfie, just be ready. It's no problem. Not for me. I take a picture with anybody. So that's all I got to say. That stuff. This new generation.
Stay ready so you won't have to get ready, y'all. Don't play with him.
That's right.
What about you, Mr. Mo?
Nothing to say on the documentation too much, but I like what Cherie was saying about, I wish we had the capabilities way back when to document, and I wish we had done more documentation, official documentation, because a lot of times, you know, our friends may take a picture, but then you need some real pictures taken, or you need some real footage taken of your group, of your activities and everything. So I guess if we all just reach back to whatever sources we may have, that little VHS tape we got stored away somewhere, put it on the next generation, put it on a DVD, and then share it with people so it can get around. You know, don't be scared. A lot of times we like to hold on to stuff we don't want to share.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Share it with people so it can get around and move forward in the future. And I think that may help us, you know, because I got some things I need to start sharing with people. Because I got a whole bunch of old tapes under my bed. People keep telling us, man, let me get them old tapes up off you.
Yeah.
PA tapes I'm talking about, y'all. PA tapes.
X, how you want to be documented?
I mean, for me, I started out behind the scenes, so to be in the scene is like, it's strange to me, so I don't know how to act with it, but it's cool. I mean, I'm doing it. Like, I got pictures of Sugar Bear from 1984, right? So, I mean, I'm doing it. I'm those the guys. I mean, to me, I'm still living. I'm still learning. I'm still out here, like, I'm still a student. Like, I'm still watching everybody. I'm not I'm not bigger than this thing, right? This thing is me, so I'm there.
How do you feel about collecting art?
I love it. That's what I don't even know it's art until people tell me it's art. I'm just taking pictures of people in a moment, right? And then people look at it and say, oh, it's a nice picture. And then it becomes what it is. But I think if we just live, enjoy life, do what we do, take the moments and as we do them, and then later on we can reflect on them.
What about you, Bear? Y'all like collecting art? Yeah. Everybody like collecting? I didn't mention this. So A Great Day in Go-Go, Part 1 and 2, was heavily inspired by Art Kane, A Great Day in Harlem. I don't know if you all have seen that image where it's jazz musicians in Harlem lined up in front of a brownstone. Gordon Parks, who I love, that's like, to me, one of the godfathers of photography. He recreated that image, and he created A Great Day in Hip Hop, where he gathered over 100 go-go, I'm sorry, look at us, go-go, hip hop musicians in a brownstone in New York, in front of a brownstone in New York, and he shot it for XXL magazine. In the first photo, it was 57 jazz musicians. In the second one that Gordon Parks took, it was over 100 hip hop artists. In the first photo that we have, A Great Day in Go-Go Part 1, it's over 100. About that. And then in the second one, it's the same, 57. So for me, that was me paying homage to the photographers that came before me. Now, I need for the panelists, do y'all trust me? Y'all
Absolutely.
Trust me? Y'all trust me? Can y'all close your eyes? Make sure they not peeking y'all. Come on, Sugar Bear now. Sugar Bear said, I don't trust nobody. You got sound guy, you got it ready. Okay. All right, I need for y'all to open up y'all eyes. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Y'all didn't have to trust me with y'all image. This is a 16 by 20 archival print. Can you hold that up?
That's what's up.
Yes. We made it. These are each 1 out of 30. So if you know about collecting art, then you know a couple of years from now, you know your girl been putting in work, so it's gonna be worth a lot of money. But try to keep it in the fam.
My goodness.
Okay. This is you. Actually, hold up.
Yeah,
Let me give you this one first. Let's do this one. And then Sugar Bear gets that one. And then Darren, I'll make your copy because you get 2 because you rock with me 2 times, baby.
Why it's not in color? No.
Sugar Bear. Okay, it's not in color because black and white is classic to me. It's timeless.
Yep.
You guys are classic. You guys are timeless. And I wanted people to pay attention to the faces, not to like what they got on, what color. No, pay attention to the people.
I was just joking.
I know, but you know, I just had to let everybody know because they probably want to know too. But yeah, those are your prints. Frame them.
Thank you
keep
so
them
much.
guarded.
Thank you.
Thank you, D.
Big hand
Thank
for
you, D.
Big hand for D.
It's going in the man cave.
And real quick, hold up, sound guy. Everybody needs to pull out your phones right now. Right now. If you don't want to pull out your phone, that's cool, but everybody need to pull out their phones. You ready to get up? Can everybody stand up real quick? First, I guess, should we take a picture first? Because I got something for y'all. The community requested this. Right. Let's get in closer, y'all. Okay, yeah, you know. We was just some. We gotta get together. My head straight, we straight. 2 more seconds, y'all. 2 more seconds.
5, 4, 3.
What? We only doing this, baby. We just go right here. Okay. You ready? That's fine. Yeah, it's gonna have to be. Thank you. All right, DJ, you better hit it. What you doing? Y'all better keep y'all hands up. Oh, I gotta do a closing?
We can leave now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The library. We got they cutting that check. We got respect them. The library.
Staff.
Thanks everybody for coming. There's been a lot of talk about preservation. Please come back and visit us. Go see the 4th floor exhibit. We also have a memory lab downstairs where you can preserve all of the things we've been talking about today. I'm going to make it quick. Okay. Thank you for coming, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you to the library.
Thank you.
All right, DJ.
It's your club, food time. Shop, love, tell me. Say, come here, big girl, what you rock my way? Show that still me. She was doing the butt. Alright. Prayer time. When you get that notion, put your back field in motion. I doing the butt. Hey, sexy, sexy. Ain't nothing wrong if you want to do the butt all night long.
Yeah, yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, shake it for sugar, baby. Ow, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Give me some JYB, man. Crank this joint. That's right.
It did the butt to make me sore.
Yow.